Hmm. Let me see. Some of the challenges getting into character on the X-Files. I would have to say that uh, the biggest challenge for me getting into character is not knowing what the character is before you get there. Sometimes you'll, uh, for a lot of the characters that I do, it really is embodied by the costume. And a lot of times, you won't know what the character looks like until really close to the time that you shoot. And but the easiest thing to for myself and other actors like me is to have at least a sketch of what the character is. If you can't get a hold of the script, at least a sketch of what the character looks like.
Great.
Yeah. And then the other challenge is getting a role and not have any feedback from the director before you show up. That's always a huge challenge because you have to make up everything in your head about who this is, what this is, what it does, where it's coming from. And then hopefully when you show up in front of the camera, the directors and everybody else
Nice.
I think my favorite episode of the X-Files to work on was The Lost Art of Forehead Sweat, for a number of reasons. First of all, the character of the alien was just hilarious. I'd actually seen the episode of The Twilight Zone that character was based on, To Serve Men, when I was a kid. And when I saw that they were going to do a spoof on that, it was like full circle of all the things that had led me to my career in the first place. And Darren, director, was also the Fluke Man in first season of the X-Files, and that's one of the most iconic characters that sticks with me, and as it turns out, so many other fans. Yeah. I couldn't go to a porta potty for like years after that. And having Darren direct that episode was another level for me. And there was so much freedom that was created around it too. When I showed up on set with my Segway and rode across the field towards Darren and his buddy, who was also co-writer, and I think he was the DP on the episode, they just looked at each other and said, "Well, we got to do that now." And it just added another layer of fun to the entire thing. It was
That's awesome.
so good. I think what makes the X-Files most relevant, close to 30 years later, is the fact that we are kind of living in a bizarro world of what our own past was as recently as 30 years ago. We're like, our own governments are coming forward and saying, "Oh yeah, there's aliens. Okay, here we go, buddy, go back to work." And the fact that the characters are just so innocent and lovely throughout the entire thing, and we get to see them grow as human beings. It's kind of like the fans have been with the characters from day one of maybe there's something out there, to now the point in all of our lives where there's definitely something out there. But again, being in a place of we have no idea what's out there.
Yeah.
So the X-Files, I think, gives everybody a place of comfort around the unknowing that's a shared experience. I think if I were to give a message to any of the X-Files fans that are out there, old and new, is to really lean into what Chris has been telling us for years, is that the truth is out there, but also to understand and really believe that the truth is also in here. And each and every one of us has something to offer, and Chris has helped us discover that.